Good evening, my fellow Kenyans. It has been an eventful year for our nation, and indeed for our families and our communities. An eventful year that has drawn to a close. And we thank God for His grace, which He has given without limit, even sometimes when we don't merit it. I am as thankful as is every Kenyan for the care and consideration extended to us by our relatives, our friends, good Samaritans, and even those who may previously not have expected to come through for us. On behalf of the government, my family, I send you the best wishes for a happy, secure, and prosperous 2019. Fellow Kenyans, never again should Kenyans fear for their lives because of politics. Last year, following a divisive and drawn-out election period, we had fully developed a politics of division and discord. Kenyan lives were lost and millions of livelihoods were negatively affected as businesses suffered from the unrest. We as a people demonstrated our greatness when we came together 3 months into this year, 2018, to shake hands as leaders, as communities, and as citizens. The world watched us, initially with concern for our stability, but gradually in admiration of our pragmatism, but more importantly, our patriotism and love for country. What we did to unite Kenyans is now turning into a lesson for many countries, both rich and poor, whose politics is dangerously dividing their citizens. I am proud to have personally shaken hands, and I'm even more proud of the millions of Kenyans who ensured that the act of a few leaders was mirrored in millions of handshakes and smiles to each other. The resulting peace and calm is helping our economy return to stronger growth and has returned the focus to development for the sake of Kenyans. It is a clear demonstration that our dreams of prosperity as individuals, families, and as a nation are inseparable from our unity as a people. I therefore today urge every Kenyan citizen, every business enterprise, every NGO, every SACCO, every church, every mosque, to commit to take in the year 2019 with concrete and practical steps to solidify the foundation of our unity. I urge you to reach out to one another, initiate social and cultural programs that brings all Kenyans together, irrespective of their ethnic, their color, their religion, or their place of origin. Fellow Kenyans, in 2018, we learned yet again that Kenya is highly regarded by the international community. Here, we initiated ideas with the power to change the world. Our hosting of the first ever global conference on the sustainable blue economy was one such instance. At this unique meeting, virtually all governments in the world were represented alongside thousands of scientists, investors, researchers, all drawn to Nairobi to chart a new path of global opportunity and prosperity. It will lead to millions of new jobs all over the world, with many of them being created here in Kenya through the surge of interest and investment and engagement caused by our hosting of this conference. Our building bridges of reconciliation and social harmony here at home is mirrored by our foreign policy and shared purpose abroad. We are building strong and productive relations with the United States of America, with China, with Japan, with the European Union, with our neighbors, and all nations of the world who recognize that our value as a partner is based on our enduring ability to unite and overcome our internal differences. Fellow Kenyans, even though we have far to go in achieving our potential, we are proud that Kenya is a force for good in our world. The capacity for being a pillar of goodness and generosity for the global community is also powerfully demonstrated by our brave and professional troops serving in peacekeeping and peace-building missions in other parts of the world. I take this opportunity to thank them for their sacrifices, which have made our country and our region safer at great cost to the nation and indeed to the individual soldiers and their families. If you see a man or woman in uniform, take time to thank them for their dedication and service to our country and to mankind. In 2018, terrorists continued to target Kenya and Kenyans, but with far less success due to the prevention and disruption of their plots. Our security services have continued to work hard and intelligently, and I take this opportunity to also thank our military, our police, our special forces, as well as members of our national administration for their work. But I must also say that a big part of their success is also coming from citizens stepping up to share information they have, while others take steps to completely delegitimize and deglorify terrorism among its vulnerable targets for recruitment. As your president, I thank every man and woman who has played a role in our national campaign against violent extremism. I further urge every Kenyan in 2019 and beyond to continue to remain vigilant. Let the authorities know if you see a suspicious person in your village or neighborhood. Be aware of who is around you and do not allow terrorists or criminals to hide amongst us. Every citizen is required to protect our nation, our communities, and more importantly, our families. Fellow Kenyans, we have every reason to be proud of being Kenyans. In 2018, we continued to show the world that we are one of the most talented peoples on earth. We and the world watched in amazement as Eliud Kipchoge again extended the bounds of human effort in the marathon. Other Kenyan men and women broke world records. We celebrated this year our Harambee Stars' success, qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations in 2019, the first time in 15 years that Kenya will be participating in this competition. What all these sportsmen and women have in common is talent, but also discipline and perseverance. Millions of us will never get the opportunity to break a world record in athletics or to play professional rugby and be in boxing championship fights. But we can all display the discipline and perseverance that will allow our talents to flower. Let 2019 be your year of focus and doing the hard work to get closer to your personal goals. Every Kenyan who achieves a personal goal, whether in academics, in business, or in family life, grows Kenya. In 2018, the national government, as well as our county governments, showed that we are gaining a stronger understanding of devolution and its transformative potential. I again take this opportunity to congratulate every county government that delivered on its promise to the people and applaud those that made strong efforts to embrace the Big Four agenda and areas of need such as access to water, sanitation, early education, and infant mortality. Fellow Kenyans, in the past year, we have also learned as a people that we can work together to fight corruption. Now people accused of serious economic crimes are no longer being able to claim that their personal challenge should be seen as representing their entire ethnic group. Thanks to our politics of unity, now alleged criminals have nowhere to hide, and as should be, they carry their own cross. Building on this momentum, we will in 2019 continue to work hard to investigate and prosecute cases. At the same time, we will take steps to reform our policies and public financial management systems in order to remove any loopholes that wayward characters attempt to exploit. In addition, my administration will enhance the work of the Asset Recovery Agency to ensure that we aggressively seek court orders to freeze and confiscate assets such as bank accounts, vehicles, and real estate. individuals charged with corruption offenses will not be allowed to flaunt their ill-gotten wealth as court proceedings are ongoing. Once the suspects are convicted, the assets will be transferred to the Criminal Asset Recovery Fund, ready for use to finance projects and programs that will improve the lives of Kenyans. To win this war against corruption requires all of us to work together as a people in appreciation of the fact that corruption is our common enemy. In this respect, I urge every Kenyan to reject bribery. And those who try to buy our favor through the use of monies gained from fraud, we should also, as a government, as a people, and in the spirit of one government, ensure that all arms of government have to commit to work together against this enemy of development. At this point, fellow Kenyans, I must say how proud I am of the work of the multi-agency team which has ensured that the scourge of examination cheating also has been entirely eradicated from our education system. I also call upon colleges and universities to put in place stringent measures that will ensure that examination cheating does not take place in their institutions. We must together eliminate all corrupt elements in our education system so as to ensure that Kenya regains her recognition as a country providing high quality and globally competitive education. Fellow Kenyans, we have commenced the implementation of our Big Four agenda, namely affordable and decent housing, affordable health care for all, food and nutritional security, and manufacturing to create employment, particularly for our youth. In 2019, we will begin to roll out free and compulsory primary and secondary education with a 100% transition rate. And we shall ensure that every Kenyan child completes secondary school. When schools reopen on the 3rd of January, our learners in elementary and grades 1 to 3 will begin learning through a dynamic, competence-based curriculum. Preparations for this are ready, and I expect that officials charged with this noble responsibility will work diligently and communicate better on this most important part of our education and skills development as we build up the leaders of tomorrow. I also call upon colleges and universities to offer courses that are carefully tailored to ensure that their graduates are employable in terms of skills, knowledge, and work ethic. We want Kenyans to have the necessary competencies that position them to be globally competitive and to quickly find employment when they graduate. Turning to our young entrepreneurs, I want to tell every entrepreneur and person running a small business, I want them to know that they are the backbone of our economy. I want to be frank and admit that as a nation, we have not done as much as we should do to support you. But our promise in 2019 is that my administration will make every possible effort to take practical measures to make it easier for you to grow your businesses. We will explore policies across the range of government, including matters related to taxation, regulation, access to credit, and measures to enable you to adopt modern technology so as to enhance your productivity and competitiveness. Combining the Big Four agenda with the empowering of the small business enterprises and our educational reforms, plus the renewed politics of unity and combating corruption, we are putting our country on track to achieve the social economic goals in our National Vision 2030. As a people, we seek nothing less than to eliminate poverty in all its forms. My fellow citizens, I call upon each and every one of you. Let 2019 be a year of building bridges to one another and bring discipline and perseverance to our efforts. Let us respect and celebrate our differences and use them to build a more vibrant citizenship. No Kenyan is an island, far removed and isolated from the needs and desires of the rest of the country. As you plan to prosper as an individual, plan to do so in an honest way. Let your success not only bring benefit to you, but to others around you as well. Let 2019 be our year of national revival and renewal. A year when we water the seeds planted in preceding years so that they may sprout and grow into a strong and towering tree. A tree whose fruits are bountiful and enjoyed by each and every Kenyan. It is my humble privilege as President of the Republic to once again take this opportunity to wish all Kenyans and our brothers and sisters across the world a happy and prosperous 2019. I thank you, and may God bless each and every one of you. I thank you.